for me. That's why I give you everything.
Hi everybody and welcome back to a brand new episode of Book It. I'm your host Sav Lewis, and today we're going to be diving back into this oh my gosh, I forget this series, Dark Olympus series with Katee Robert. We are moving on to Electric Idol. I'm not gonna lie, this book was a little hard to get into at first because Neon Gods was such a great book, but as you can tell, we ended up doing a lot. We ended up loving this book. This is a great book. So yeah, so this is another modern retelling. Just like the Neon Gods, it follows the daughter of, oh my gosh, Demeter, her other daughter. I want to say it's Psyche. It's P-Ysche. So I called her Psyche the whole time. It might be Psych. I'm not really sure. Might be completely different. And Eros. So it's a very sinful, sweet book. So it's a second time around. It follows a storyline. Obviously, Persephone is her sister. Persephone is with Hades. They're happy and across the river Styx. And then Psyche is looking, you know, she's going to be basically given to Zeus next. They describe her as a little bit bigger. She's not like the super skinny other girls that are there. And she ends up running into Eros at a party, and Eros is known as like the town bad boy. His mother is, oh my gosh, who's his mother? Aphrodite. Aphrodite is his mother, and Aphrodite and Demeter do not get along well because Aphrodite sees herself as, you know, she is the goddess of love, so she thinks she should be able to find the next era, and that's not how Demeter rolls. She wants one of her daughters to be it, so they have a ongoing conflict, which ends up making, you know, it's funnier. So Eros is this bad boy. He's known around the town as someone who just gets the job done, has no feelings, literally just like shows up to this party, is bleeding, a whole big ordeal. Because Psyche's so nice, she offers to help him out, and they end up starting to talk, and she tells him that basically she is kind of being shipped off, like she's kind of being pushed over to marry Zeus because of her mother's, you know, will. And Eros knows that his mom does not want any of her daughters to be married because then that gives her more power over Aphrodite. So it kind of goes of like a, we're gonna fake date. It's a fake dating romance where they decide to fake date to get everyone off their backs, you know, because he's the town playboy and she doesn't want to marry Zeus for obvious reasons. He has a history of killing his wives. So that's fun. With all this like going on, basically, she is like, yeah, this works better for me. It definitely does a lot of world building. This book specifically builds around the politics of what's going on Olympus. So the first book kind of gave like a map, like this is here, here, and here. This one tells you more about the surrounding area, but also talks more about the politics and the side of like Olympus that we didn't see yet. The side of, you know, this is how things are. This is who has what power. This is how people use their power and abuse their power. Throughout the entire book, Aphrodite basically is telling Eros to kill Psyche in any way possible, kill her, murder her, get rid of her. And Eros is used to being his mother's like yes man. He's just do whatever her mom says, but at some point he does end up falling in love with her, and he doesn't want to murder her anymore. Kind of self-explanatory. Don't murder somebody that you love, or do whatever you want to do. So basically the two characters go head to head. This storyline wasn't, it was pretty fast paced, not gonna lie, pretty fast paced. It moved very, very quickly. So Psyche knew that she had to face Aphrodite's jealous rage eventually. Aphrodite has like that weird mother-son bond where like she doesn't care what her son does, but like she also like wants to make sure she knows who he's with. But never expected her to literally like have her heart at stake, because at one point Aphrodite says, bring me her heart, and Eros is like, you mean like literally, physically, like figuratively, and his mom's like, no, like literally bring me her heart. And he's like, okay. So yeah, so basically in the book, Psyche's a strong, bad biddy. That's literally what my notes say. And Eros is the touch her and you die type, which I love. I love that they make sure to say that Psyche's a plus side woman, and she plays a big part of the storyline, because whenever we read these books, you always see like the guy is broody and like lean and muscles and you always hear the girl is like the exact same way, very thin, doesn't know she's beautiful but is beautiful. I like this a lot because she's not that girl, and she's okay with that. Throughout the entire book, people are judging her for her size and who she is, and she always just kind of brushes it off. And when she speaks to Eros about it, she even says like, I know I'm not the girl, like I'm not your dream girl. And he's like, what do you mean? You're my dream. She's like, no, I'm not the dream, but like you don't see it the way I do, which causes him to get very upset and angry, because he's like, I think you're beautiful. And she's like, you can think I'm beautiful, but just not in that way. And they have like a whole like, oh, it's so beautiful. They have a whole like big argument basically, and he's like, you should know your self-worth and everything. And she's like, no, I'm proud of who I am, but I'm not your type. You're used to these types of women. I'm not like that. And he's like, no, you are the perfect woman. And I just, as somebody that falls on like a plus size scale, size 14 to 18 depending the jeans, I really resonated with like her entire conversation on it, because I feel like as a woman we've all been there. But like, that's why I side ranted over. Okay, sorry. We do get a little bit of a crossover from Hades and Persephone. We do hear a little bit about them because obviously Psyche and Persephone are like besties, so we end up hearing like what's going on with them, you know. We see that they're still in love, and you know, Hades is still Hades, and we see them return, you know. I was a really big fan of the book, but the first book, but this one really helped like me love it even more, just because like literally look how many tabs there are. Look how many. That is so many. And they're not all just like sex scenes. They're all like, oh, you know, cute. Like a lot of them, if you look at the like my front of my book, I have like spicy, oh my god, gasp, and yes. Most of mine are oh my gods and like aw, no, you know. So yeah, it's their love story. They're so beautiful. I love them to death. Obviously they do have a falling out towards, you know, the last, my pages are wet because I read it at the beach. The last, like, this is kind of like a falling out for them. They end up, you know, figuring their ish out, which is really awesome and really cool. I put this is, I loved how the book embodied the myth of Psyche and Eros' love stories compared to Persephone and Hades in Neon Gods, because throughout the entire book, so everyone knows the story basically. When Persephone and Hades got together, Demeter like lost her mind, was like, I'm gonna freeze over the world if you don't get, like, you know, lost her mind, right? She didn't feel that way with Psyche. She was like, oh, you want to date that guy? Okay, not really a fan, but like, do you, boo? You were about to literally starve and murder an entirety of people because your one daughter decided to go be with a man, but then her second daughter decides to be with a bad boy, and she's like, whatever. Like, I don't understand. I understand people pick favorite children. This is not one of those times. She also has another daughter that we just never see. I think that's it for my notes. I think that's all I have, really. Oh, obviously we're waiting for the next one to come out called Radiant Sin. Yeah. I said that it really helps drive the story that both the characters were known in the public eye, but for different things. Obviously, Psyche was known as, like, you know, the sister of Aphrodite, or sister of Persephone, sister of the woman who ran across the, like, river Styx to be with a man who we didn't know exists and was a myth. And then we have Eros, which is, like, bad playboy, would never settle down, would never get together. They end up getting married. Like, wow. In all honesty, this book was really, really good. It's probably one of my favorites. I feel like if you liked the first Neon Gods, you'll love this because they kind of go hand in hand. They're not exactly the same story, but they are pretty close, and they run together. A lot of romance like retelling stories do that, which is really cool. So yeah, it's just, I can't stop. I'm so excited. Radiant Sun comes out, I think, next month. And I'm like head over heels. Well, next month as of this recording. This recording is January 25th. So like next month. By the time this video's out, the next one might be out. I don't know. I've already pre-ordered it. Oh, okay, let's talk. Overall, 5 out of 5. What? She gave a 5 out of 5? And Neon Gods is only a 4 out of 5? 5 out of 5? Because it made the first book better. Most times when you get a sequel, it's worse, or it like misconstrued, or like doesn't always follow the same plot as the first one. There's like things here and there. Katee Robert, I read your Wicked Villain series. I'm currently reading your what is it? Dark Olympus series? Yeah, Dark Olympus series. This is a 5 out of 5. You keep putting out books like this, you and I will have a good time. It's not like Desperate Measures. That one was a little rough to get through. But this book right here, ladies and gentlemen, we did it. 5 out of 5. So it's officially going to be added to the 5 out of 5 playlist that I have listed. I'll go ahead and like put the like link at the end of the video. But I do have a 5 out of 5 playlist. There's obviously not a lot of books on it. I am a little bit of a harsh judge, but at the end of the day, it's great. And then overall smut of this book, we're getting a 4 out of 5 for smut. 4 out of 5 for smut. I'm still waiting for a 5 out of 5 book of smut. I don't think I've had one yet, but I am very excited for this bad bitty. And my favorite quote obviously comes from our deep troubled lover boy. Eros says, "I don't care if she deserves someone just as sweet as she is. I want her chained to me, and I'll rip out the throat of anyone who thinks they can take her away." Now, in the real world, someone says this, you're thinking, wow, cuckoo, ka-choo. But in book world, just that's all I have to say about it. So yes, thank you so much, Katee Robert, for bringing me this beautiful masterpiece. Obviously going to review Wicked Beauty next, probably. And when Radiant Sun comes out, you best believe I'm in line, already getting that bad bitty. And yeah, so that's it for now. Make sure you like, subscribe, follow my other social media, follow my Goodreads. That way you can stay up to date on all my awesome things I'm doing. I'm obviously doing a lot of different creator things on many different platforms. I obviously have this, which is my my favorite little book, book talk, but like on the bigger scale, my booktube. Okay. And then obviously I still have my my Instagram, which I've been uploading a lot more on, my TikTok, which I'm trying to be consistent with uploading. Not always the best, works a lot because I do, juggle a million other things. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, and until next time, bye!